So the thing about the mind is that, the thing about all words is that people are not using them in exactly the same way. So when I used to hear people say, your mind, I kind of thought of my mind as the part of me that cannot be measured or even looked at, that couldn't be touched with hands. And when they said, you know, the mind, let go of the mind, I was like, that's the good part about me. That's the part about me that is, you know, that people like, or that proves that I'm important in some way or valuable to the, you know, I have a contribution to make to the nature of things. But that's not what they meant. There's another way in which you can kind of locate yourself that is not your mind. So the mind is really it does cause suffering. This is true. And you can have a mind that is particularly good at causing you pain, which I have experienced as someone who had a mind with obsessive compulsive tendencies. And at one point I would have said I have OCD because it did kind of color everything in this very misery-inducing way. But not anymore. So let me just say that I don't even know why we are this way. I mean, there must be a point. Because it's like you're born with this huge impediment, and then the task is to just kind of overcome it, which might make sense one day. So if you think of your consciousness as a current that flows, the mind is sort of this maze that is kind of placed over the current of consciousness. So if your consciousness, your awareness, that the part about you that is having an experience is like a river of flowing water, the mind is like dams that direct the flow of water. So it's not just flowing, it's kind of going through these blockages and continuing. If you could lift that up, that's the labyrinth. If you could lift the labyrinth up off of your awareness, you would be able to see things for how they really are. And I'm not saying I've done this. And if I have, it was for like 5 seconds. the thing is, that an intelligent mind, you might say, by how we kind of determine such a thing to exist, has a lot of scaffolding. In a way, the labyrinth on top of awareness is extremely well developed. So you can get from these different points, you can connect them in a way that maybe other people can't, because you have all this like cognitive mapping on top of your field of awareness. So you see patterns and things. Honestly, it is not as helpful as I would have once understood it to be. And I'm still certainly figuring that out, but it's certainly not virtuous to be intelligent, because you can be intelligent at a extremely unhelpful thing. You can be intelligent at understanding things that are lies, frankly. I don't know how else to put that, because you can see patterns in things. And sometimes, they. Oh. Sometimes the pattern you have identified is, there's not a genuine reflection outside of you. Which is hard. I get it, because you're like, well, what do I do now? I don't know. Actually, I do know. You just experience your life in the moment that it's happening. Macy. So, when you're living, your mind is that which pulls your awareness to the place that you're not, which happens so often. Most people are completely unaware of this phenomena. Completely. But it's most of your time is spent not where you are, because your mind is elsewhere. And it's not with your awareness is elsewhere than where your body is. And the mind is that which takes your awareness somewhere else. So, you could just be recalling any memory, trying to make any prediction, trying to calculate any problem, figure it out. Ultimately, you can't figure things out by thinking about them. You have to figure things out through action. You will come to a conclusion through action. If you want to know what is the right path for you, you just have to take one. And then through that direct experience, you can be like, oh yeah, this feels right, or something doesn't feel right about this. Ultimately, it's my advice that one should navigate through love and joy. you know? And on Earth, things have a certain way of operating. Certainly.